and Sarah's Stampin' Retreat. Today I'm going to be sharing an idea for some eco-friendly wrapping and how to make it look pretty. The main thing that we're going to be using today are these poinsettia dies, which those of you that watch a lot of my videos will know I've used a lot for projects that I've shared. So you'll see you get 3 different sizes of these stackable poinsettia petals, then you get embossing pieces to go with it. This one cuts out one of the stamped images, and you can see the stamps to go with each of these as well, but we won't be using those today. And then you've got some sprigs, some leaves, some centres, that kind of thing. And the way they work, here I've got one of the cutting panels and one of the embossing panels. So you can see that embosses the veins on the leaves there. So you can see I've taped those on to here. So I've put them both through the die cutting machine at the same time, and that creates a piece that looks like this. So you can see that I've created 2 each of 3 different sizes there, and we're going to build that up into poinsettia in a minute. So first of all, I've got this Wonder of the Season ribbon combo pack, and this again is one that I've used quite a lot. So you can see you get this nice gold cord, which we'll use later for our tag, and this lovely rich shaded spruce ribbon. So I've just wrapped my present in brown paper, so it's really cheap, really easy to get hold of, and it's a great environmentally friendly product. It recycles really easily, which a lot of the Christmas papers there that have glitter on or foil on or something similar, they don't recycle very easily. So you know that this is an eco-friendly option, and the reason that I'm going to use this type of ribbon instead of traditional parcel ribbon is because it's easy then to put aside and use again next year. So again, keeping really eco-friendly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of my tear and tape just on the back of this piece of ribbon. And I'm going to pop this on here, making sure that it's roughly in the centre. And I'm going to wrap it all the way around. And then I can just cut this off here. And I'm just going to stick another piece of tear and tape to the other side. And then we're going to do the same again going the other way. So the other thing just to say on this is that you can see at the ends, I've just folded these over and I've put some tear and tape underneath rather than having your sellotape on the outside, and that just gives a nice neat finish to it as well. So let's put that to one side a second and we'll make our poinsettia. So we're just going to shape all the petals like this. So you're just running your finger underneath the petal just to give it a bit of a curve. I'm just going to go ahead and do that on all of them, so I'm just going to fast forward through that on the video. So then I'm just going to glue each set of petals together, so the 2 large ones together off. I'm going to offset them like that. And then I'll do the same with the 2 medium and the 2 small. And then I'm going to use some dimensionals to hold them together. So the dimensionals aren't something that is easily recycled, but the aim for this is that we're just going to attach it with a glue dot onto the parcel. So the idea is that you would then use it again next year, so that it would keep on getting used as opposed to getting thrown out. If you think that this will get thrown out as opposed to used again next year, you could always use just a small piece of corrugated cardstock that you glue on each side to give it a bit of dimension or something like that instead, to make it recyclable. So then I've just cut a centre out with gold foil cardstock, gold foil sheet. I'm just going to glue that into the middle. So then I'm just going to pop that on there like that, and I just wanted to place it and see what the leaves look like underneath, so that I know where to put them on here. So I'm just going to put them diagonally underneath here. I'm just going to glue them underneath. And I'm just going to add a little dimensional to the back, and I'll attach it to the parcel with the dimensional, so that, like I say, then it'll be easy to take off afterwards, so you can use it again another time. That goes there. Now I'm just going to make a little tag to go with it. So here I've got a 2" by 4" piece of shaded spruce cardstock, and I've got a 4" by 1 3/4" piece of Whisper White cardstock. Now I'm just going to add the Whisper White to the shaded spruce, just in the centre, and this will be the area that we write on, that's on the back side of the tag. And then we're going to use this detail tag topper punch, and it just fits nicely into the largest gap. We're just going to push that right in, and then we're just going to punch that. So you can see that gives us a lovely shape. And then I've got 6 of these teeny tiny poinsettia flowers, and I'm just going to layer those up in a similar way to we did on the card, just 2 at a time. I'm not going to lay them all together. And you actually get 2 of these dies in the pack, so you can cut 2 at a time, and they have the embossing bit in it. It's all one, the die and the embossing's in one piece. So you can see these are the dies, so you can see the embossing and the cuttings in one piece. So I'm just going to pop these together with a dab of glue. And I'm just going to use some gold embossing powder to emboss Happy Holidays onto here. So I'm just going to pop that in place and use my magnet to pop this in place. So I'm just going to put these on just for the placement, so that I know where I want it. I want this up here. So I'm just going to use my embossing buddy to just get rid of that. And then I'm going to use my Versamark pad. I'm just going to pop that down there. Might just give that another go just to make sure it's definitely all covered. It's a brand new stamp. I've not used this one before. And then I'm just going to cover it in gold embossing powder. Tip it off back into the pot. You can see I've got the Happy Holidays on there, so I just need my heat tool so that I can emboss that. So I ended up having to do the heat embossing off camera because my plug's not working properly, but if you're not sure how to heat emboss, I'll link to a heat embossing video below so that you can see how to do that. So then I'm going to take some of the gold cord that we saw earlier, and I'm just going to add to that. So I've just taken a length, I'm going to tie a knot in the top, and then I'm just going to thread this through, and then I can pop the knot through there and just pull. So I'm going to add these around the bottom of my tag. And then I've got my metallic pearls. So you get silver and gold in the same pack, but I'm going to use the gold for this to go with the gold on the big poinsettia. I'm just going to add one of those in the centre of each of the flowers. And I want this to sit down here. So I'm just going to pop this through here. And I'm just going to secure it with a bit of tape. I'm just going to add a few more of these to scatter over my tag, just to finish it off. So then there's our lovely gift all packaged up with the poinsettia and the ribbon that you can use again next year. And it just makes a brown paper parcel just that bit nicer and looks pretty to put under the tree. So I hope you've enjoyed our project today. If you did, I'd really appreciate you clicking like below. You can also click subscribe to see future projects. If you want to be notified, then if you just press the bell button and select all, then YouTube will notify you when I've got a new project available. All of the projects that we've used in today's project are linked in the description below. And there's also a host code there, so if you pop that into your basket before you check out, then I'll send you a free gift at the end of the month. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again soon.